So today we're going to be reacting to the most randomest TikToks. So let's go ahead and start.
Percent of TikTokers can see this. Right now, you see this man inside the house. But if you hit the plus or share, you might start to see him outside the house. Let me know in the comments if it worked, and if it did, don't forget to hit the follow.
Calling out all TikTokers under 5,000. All TikTokers under 5,000. All I need you to do is follow me, hit the like, comment how many followers you have, follow everybody that likes your comment.
This girl catches a speeding bus with her bare hands, sliding in the middle of the road. It's not that she's hitchhiking, but the bus had a tire blowout and was out of control, about to hit pedestrians. She straightens her legs, leans back, and uses her hands to stop the bus. The bus surrenders and stops in front of the crowd, without waiting for anyone to react. The girl adjusts her hat and disappears into the crowd. She's named Clara, born with superhuman strength. When she was born, she stretched and raised her little fists, which sent the nurse flying dozens of meters away. When she was 4, she and her brother were kidnapped by bad guys. Upon seeing her brother scared and wetting himself, Clara got angry and kicked the door open, causing the kidnappers to drive straight towards them.
You're about to see a color that doesn't even exist, and this may be the only chance that you ever get to see this color, so follow along carefully. So all you have to do is stare at the black X in the middle of the yellow circle, and try your hardest not to blink. So what's going to happen is that after the 20 seconds are up, your brain is going to be in a state where you can actually see the impossible color known as Stygian blue. Now humans can't just normally look at or see this color. The only way to access it is by tiring out the cone cells in your eyes, which is what we're doing right now. So in a few seconds, but not yet, I'm going to turn the screen into black and then white, and you should be able to see a sort of... You're about...
Oh, no.
Wait, I know your name and I'll prove it to you. As you can see, a bunch of numbers are going by on the screen right now. What I want you to do is pause the video
and sold luxury SUVs almost being given away. They're now more affordable than ever. Swipe left to see prices. Swipe left.
Suddenly, a billboard fell, and it was about to hit a child below, but it floated in the air instead. The little boy joyfully called out to his mother, but it was actually the ghostly Audrey who held up the massive object. Although she couldn't touch physical objects, she managed to do so at the critical moment when the child was in danger. Later on, Oliver, who could see ghosts, told his sister that it was their mother who saved them. Faced with this strange scene, Eleanor had to believe that her mother's ghost was by their side. However, on this night, Audrey's body was gradually disappearing, and she was supposed to not be able to leave her young son behind, but she had prepared a birthday party for her. But in the eyes of their father, the birthday girl wasn't even there. What was the point of this? But to avoid crushing his son's hopes, they pretended to celebrate together. However, the father still didn't believe it. At the moment when they blew out the candles together, Audrey, as a ghost, suddenly blew out the candles. At this moment, Neil, her husband, had to believe it. Although he couldn't see his wife, they still gazed at each other with deep affection. However, when Audrey excitedly kissed him, Neil felt a chill, but he was overjoyed nonetheless. So the long-lost family chatted all night, and it was such a happy moment. However, when Audrey came to the rooftop alone, she knew she was about to fly to heaven. But until the day actually arrived, Oliver fell during a sports event, and just as everyone was rushing to help him, he stood up bravely and limped towards the finish line. Audrey looked at Oliver reluctantly, knowing that her son had really grown up. When they returned home, everyone was immersed in joy, but Oliver noticed that his mother was appearing and disappearing. He told his father, and the atmosphere froze at that moment. Oliver said that his mother was about to leave. Everyone was devastated by the news. Then they went to the beach, where Audrey met her husband for the first time. This was the beginning of their happiness, and it was also where her happiness would end. Audrey left blessings to her husband and daughter one by one, and then she looked at her son, whom she was most reluctant to leave. Audrey opened her arms wide, thinking that she would never be able to hug.
This is me adding every one of my followers' names in my 1v1 map. I've added hundreds and hundreds of names into my map so far. Just today, I added over 100 names, so load in and see if you...
Excuse me. How do you know this boy?
This is my son, Adam. Why?
Your son? Hey, kid.
Sorry,
Are you
guys.
okay? Yes. Do you know where your parents are?
I just told you I'm his dad. I adopted him.
So,
Do you have paperwork to
so
prove
basically,
that?
he wants to win our YouTube
Now,
video
why
for
would I
some
need to prove
reason.
anything to you?
Give him a,
Nope.
give him like up to like 2
You should never judge anyone before you get to know them. Come on, son. Let's go. Sorry you had to go through that again, Otto.
What would you rather? The ability to fly versus the ability to become invisible. Have unlimited money versus have unlimited time.
What time?
Have the power to read minds versus having the power to teleport.
Read minds. Okay, good.
Have the power of super strength versus the power of super speed.
Super strong. Why? Super strong can get away with that.
What would you rather? The
Is there any student or worker who has followed, liked, and shared, but did not receive any gift from me yet?
What's that?
Is there any student or worker who has followed, liked, and shared, but did not receive any gift from me yet? Comment your name and country to be noticed. I will pick you to send you free iPhone.
If the sun is in space,
No.
why is there light?
Watch this closely.
Holy moly. Sorry about that.
Did you see it? Watch again. Pay close attention. Watch this closely. Did you see it? Watch again. Pay close attention. Watch this closely.
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, buddy. Your TikTok followers aren't following you on Instagram. I'm sorry, buddy.
What you're looking at is the hardest type of motorsport, and it's called rallying. But look at this guy, he's killing it. In this game, you have to farm
Girl accidentally frozen in a freezer for 20 years to earn 30 million won. Thought only one day had passed. So when she woke up, she wanted to take the bus home. After putting 1,000 won into the bus, she reached out to ask for change. Instead, she was told that she didn't have enough money. The girl was surprised to look up. She realized that the fare had gone up to 1,300 won. She said, "I thought it was 500 won yesterday." But the master was treated as the first day in the city of the girl. He was kind enough to waive the rest of the fare for her. With a head full of questions, she went back home, but found that all the things at home are missing. After leaving the house, the neighbor aunt told her that the place was going to be demolished. The owner of the house has long since moved out. The girl rushed to pull out the small mobile phone to call her mother, but then she found that the smartphone was out of battery. She went to a cell phone store to ask the clerk to help her charge it, but was told that this charger has long been discontinued. The girl said it was a new model she had just bought 2 days ago. The shopkeeper thought the girl was crazy, so they sent her to the police directly. The police asked her to show her ID card to help with the investigation, so the girl took out all the antiques in her bag. Several police officers saw this and instantly stared at the spot. After a lot of discussion about Lisa's age, soon the people threw her registration information to find her mother's phone number, but the phone call was never answered. Lisa had no choice but to go up and leave a message for her mother first. Then she went to the school she went to. See people around the use of cell phones is very strange, and directly touch the ear to answer the phone is very shocked. Then suddenly a 2019 banner on the wall attracted her attention. Lisa saw the whole person instantly dumbfounded. At that moment, her mother returned home and suddenly saw the police department left a message for herself, so she rushed to call back. When she heard her daughter's voice, she burst into tears. For the past 20 years, although the police had ruled that her daughter was dead, but she never gave up looking for her daughter.
She said, "Do you love me?" I tell her, "Only partly. I only love my bed and my mama." She said, "Do you love me?" I tell her, "Only partly. I only love my bed and my mama." She said, "Do you love me?" I tell her, "Only partly. I only love my bed and my mama." She said, "Do you love me?" I tell her, "Only partly. I only love my bed
This unlucky guy was about to take the bus when he encountered a girl who couldn't swipe her card. He hurried to the front door, but it was already closed. He tried the back door, but the driver immediately drove away. He finally got off at the next stop and was about to light a cigarette when he was suddenly soaked by the rain. He thought he was having the worst day ever, but it got worse. As he walked home, he suddenly twisted his ankle and had to do a funny little dance to catch his balance. Just then, a girl behind him asked him to throw her slippers over. She kicked them, but accidentally kicked them onto the road. He finally made it back to his apartment, but accidentally cut his finger while putting away his umbrella. Coincidentally, the girl also lived there and saw his angry outburst. She thought he was trying to get revenge on her and was scared, but he didn't even recognize her and just wanted to go home quickly. The man with a fierce look slowly approached, and the girl hurriedly rushed into the elevator. But just as the door was about to close, the man squeezed in. The girl waved her umbrella wildly and successfully hit the man out of the elevator. The man was inexplicably beaten up and finally broke down. He wondered how he could run into such a lunatic. He was about to eat a bowl of instant noodles to calm down but found that there was no seasoning packet. Furious, he went to argue with the store clerk who threatened to call the police if he didn't stop complaining. The man returned to his seat in despair. When he finished the last sip of soup, he suddenly freaked out. The seasoning packet was accidentally stuck to the bottom of the bowl, a probability even lower than winning a $5 million lottery. After finishing the meal, the man felt a sudden stomachache and hurried home to relieve himself, but the feeling was too intense, so he had to run with his legs tightly closed. But as he turned a corner, he ran into the girl again. Seeing that the man was still after her, the girl had to hastily escape by opening the elevator door and getting in. The man missed the elevator and had to walk up the stairs. As the girl arrived at her doorstep, she saw the man catching up to her again. At a critical moment, the girl opened the door and rushed inside, while the man didn't even hesitate and entered the adjacent unit. Faced with his mother's nagging, the man had no time to explain and pushed open the bathroom door, only to find his father sitting on the toilet. The man asked his father to hurry up and come out, but his father closed the door on him instead. After his father came out, he wanted to lecture him, but the man was suddenly dragged out. With a stirring movement, the man's face showed a relieved expression. At this moment, his parents were stunned, as if they understood what had just happened. This unlucky guy was about to take the bus when he encountered a...
Did you know that wood is more rare than diamonds? Sounds really hard to believe, but this is actually true. Throughout the universe, there are thousands of planets where it rains diamonds every day, like on Neptune or Uranus. But how many planets with wood are in the universe? Only one, our blue planet. Isn't this unbelievable? And now don't forget to send this video to